Happy freaking New Year. Hi. Hello. Greetings. Welcome to 2026. How many of y'all are going to be saying 2025 for the next month? Like me. I'm going to do it. We've got a budgie. We've got a sleepy budgie. She put herself right front and center in front of the camera. Such a good girl. Who we got here today? We got Ray. Hello. We got Leo with dinner ready. I want to know what that is, please and thank you. Ghislaine Show, hello. Happy New Year. And Sassy. We got Spooky Mouse. Who else we got here? Yeah, see, everybody wants to know what's for dinner, Leo. It's very important. Hey, Kat, Happy New Year. Ooh, collard greens, black-eyed peas, and cornbread being traditional. I have just recently learned, i.e. like yesterday, that is a traditional New Year's Day dinner if you're in the South. So that's what I hear. You know what? Cheese ramen cup of noodle also sounds good, Spooky Mouse. I do think if somebody else was cooking, I would choose the collard greens, black-eyed peas, and cornbread. But if I was cooking for myself today, it would be the ramen. So it keeps getting colder. We got a good little snowstorm like in the wee hours of the morning, and it was so intense that they actually did like the emergency weather making your phone yell at you thing, which I've never seen that for anything other than like tornadoes and stuff around here. But apparently it was bad enough. I, of course, did not go out in it, so I don't know, but it looked good. Your family isn't back home yet, so you had to make it yourself, and it's not bad. Glad to hear it. I don't cook on New Year's Day, but I do cook for New Year's Eve, and so we did. So normally, actually, what I would do is a beef Wellington, and I enjoy beef Wellington a lot, but it always ends up being just an enormous amount of food. And there's no way to make like a small amount of beef Wellington. It simply can't be done. Even if I do like individual beefs Wellington, like with little 4-ounce steaks, it still ends up being huge when all is said and done. So this year, when we were deciding what we wanted to do, Brian suggested scallops. And I thought, well, those are easy and tasty and not a horrendous amount of food. And I could just cook that and just have like a reasonable amount of food without just a stupid amount of leftovers, which at this time of year, you know, we end up with so many leftovers and so much just, oh God, the sweets, so much baked stuff. There's just an insane amount of food in my fridge and my freezer. And that's with like, you know, sort of trying to plan so that we minimize that. And also, you know, putting half of my baked good batches and whatnot in the freezer. Bite-sized Wellingtons would be great. I just don't know. I don't know how to do that. I mean, I guess you could, but like, you'd almost have to start off with like chilled. Maybe if you seared beef chunks and then basically froze them or got them like very cold and then wrapped them, you could probably get the pastry cooked without totally overcooking the steak. Yeah, small chicken Wellington is an option as well, but it's not quite the same. And I kind of go all out with my beef Wellington. I do like the foie gras and everything. It's a whole thing. It's like the one time of year I go full carnivore. It's ridiculous. It's also the only time that I voluntarily eat mushrooms. But oh, you don't know what beef Wellington is? Okay, let me just briefly explain. It's going to be like a beef tenderloin that gets seared but not cooked. So you just sear, brown the outside, and then you wrap it. There's a few different ways to do it, but a lot of people will do like prosciutto or something like that. It gets a coating that's like sometimes pate and mushrooms, wine reduction, the whole 9 yards. That coats the whole thing, and then everything gets wrapped in usually either a puff pastry or a phyllo pastry, depending. I think most people do a puff pastry, but I see phyllo as well. Some people will even do like one layer of phyllo and then puff pastry, because the phyllo tends to sort of hold things together a little better in terms of like holding the juices in. But yeah, so it basically ends up being like a meat pie, except the meat is huge. And so you cut, slices of it. And it's delicious. But yeah, it makes sense. You could definitely do tiny ones as just like little chunks. You would just have to chill after searing the chunks of meat. That's an interesting idea. Anyway, Linry, welcome. Drunk as a skunk. Oh no. But yeah, so this year what we did was we did scallops. And those are tasty. And I did some prosciutto crumbles threw them in at the end for the last little sear with a little butter. And what else did I make? Broccoli, just roasted broccoli with garlic. And then we had just some nice Tuscan bread. It was tasty. Hi, Mamie. Are you streaming and also watching my stream at the same time? That's hilarious. Rare steak toaster strudel. Oh God. Yeah, it is very fancy. Beef Wellington is. And it's one of those meals that like normally you would only get them at a high-end restaurant. That also only does like really traditional stuff. And so people think of it as being something that's too hard to do, but it's actually really easy. It's actually really easy. It's a little fiddly to get everything wrapped nicely, but like, it's not hard. It's not hard to make them at all. Anyway, so I also prepped last night before bed an apple French toast baked casserole. It's a bread pudding. I don't know what the deal is with this. Every recipe I've found for it calls it either a bake or a casserole, but it's a bread pudding. It's just an eggy bread pudding. It's delicious, but you make it the night before and then you bake it in the morning, and it's good and it's hardly any work. So tasty, tasty. Sauteed shrimp in a butter gravy and rice. That sounds good too. All right, y'all. I'm full already, but this is still making me want food, so that's not good. Maybe we could get to the nails. So I don't know if Brittany is here or if she's coming tonight. I don't know. She didn't mention if she's going to be able to make it tonight or not. But we are doing a BCB stream tonight. So this, I did receive these for free for swatching, and I'm not getting any money for streaming this. But obviously, I do have a relationship with the brand. So I got this little, I made this little card thing. And I think I'm just going to have like, because technically when you do streams and stuff, you're supposed to have something that's like, that tells people it's like on the screen all the time. So I think I'm just going to like use a little hollow scratch card thing like this, if that works for people and if it's not too annoying. Yeah, so what I want to do is I want to swatch on a wheel and also swatch on my nails. And if we have time, we can maybe do some nail art as well, although I don't know what kind of nail art I would do. These are January releases. So this is all stuff that is coming out in just a few days. Naturally, I did not check the date, but I believe it is Saturday. I'm pretty sure everything drops on Saturday on the BCB website. So these 6 here are the new Outlander collection, and we'll do those first. So inspired by the TV show of the same name. Oh, I didn't turn that light on. There we go. So this collection, it's basically all shimmers. There's a thermal, which is this one here, and a solar, which is this one here. We'll see how. I think probably we should be able to get decent look at both the cool and the warm, because it's not too warm in here, and I'm not feeling super warm at the moment. So I think we should be able to get both colors out of the thermal. The solar, obviously, I'm going to have to just show you with a UV torch. And unfortunately, when I was swatching, I did not have any good, like, daytime sun. So I wasn't even able to get a good shot, like, of natural sunshine. But because if you don't get sun until 4 o'clock in the afternoon in the wintertime, and, you know, it's like over the horizon, you're basically getting almost no UV. So it's really hard to show any transition. BCB is also starting 2 new monthly series this month, or this year. So last year they had the smut duos every month. There would be, you know, a base and a topper every month that you could buy separately or together. For this year, we're no longer doing smuts. Instead, we are doing situationships because apparently Brittany has gone romantic on us. So this is going to be the situationship duo for January, and we'll get into that after we do the Outlander stuff. But there will be a duo every month for 2026. And it's not a base and topper situation. They're both just polishes that coordinate nicely together, and are inspired by either an actual situationship in literature or, you know, media of some sort, or, you know, maybe one that people would like. And then the other series that is starting this month for 2026 is the Swatcher Appreciation series. So each month there will be a polish that is done in collaboration with one of her swatchers. And the first month is Alyssa. So Alyssa helped design this polish, and as you can see already, it is packed full of reflective, and it is super pretty. So I'm very excited to show you all this one. Now, having said all that, I'm going to catch up on comments here. People don't want to admit that they are eating desserts for breakfast, but bread pudding it's not a dessert necessarily. Like, bread pudding can be a lot of things. I think part of it is that Americans don't understand the British use of the word pudding, because a pudding isn't necessarily a dessert. It depends. Yeah, I don't have PR in the stream title, but it does start the stream description. But yeah. I like the little card. I just hope it doesn't get in the way too much. I'm going to have to move it for sure. BCB does make good wearable deep reds. I agree. I too am not always a fan of reds, Linry. I'm very picky about reds. It's not that I don't like them. It's that it's a rare red that really calls to me. And every single, like, all of my favorite reds, all of the reds that I have that I really love deeply are either by BCB or by, formerly Wildflower. These two, there's something about their reds. And the Wildflower ones, as much as I adore them, every single one of them stains like crazy, and the BCB ones don't. So there's lots of brands that make like really awesome, like fiery orangey reds that I really like. But for more true reds, it's rare for me to really like them. They have to be sort of special. They have to be really intense, and bloody. What month will I be? I don't know. We haven't discussed it at all. The first I heard about it was when I got this polish. And the only thing that she said to me about it is, don't worry, your turn will come. So I assume that means I'm getting a month, but I don't know what month it is. I guess I'll find out. I'll probably find out before y'all do. Sassy says, may I please have that thermal? Nuh-uh, it's mine. I don't have any Bluebird reds. I believe you. And I believe you that Lurid has some great reds. I don't have any of them. They opened when I was slowing my buying as well, and I have a few. But what she does really well for me is greens. I adore her greens. Yeah, it is ominous, isn't it? It's like, what the hell, Brittany? I don't know what that means, man. My time will come. You'll get your turn. You get what's coming to you. Like, oh, shit. Thanks, I guess. Maybe. I'm scared. All right, so let's put these guys aside, and we'll do the Outlander series first. So, here, we'll put them on this side. And then I want to do on the ring as well as on my nails so that I have them on the ring. I just realized as well, I actually didn't put base on this hand, but we are going to need this hand. I put my DIY Peely base on this hand, but I haven't put like my other base that I always put on top of it. So it's like a little bit shiny, but see how like I've got a couple of not like super ridges, but like there's like kind of a lumpy bit there and like a lumpy bit there and a fairly aggressive ridge there. And then I think I see my pinky's got a pretty good ridge right there. It's like kind of got these like planes instead of being rounded. So because my nails are like this, I usually prefer to use a base that has a little bit of ridge filling properties. And so, and I realized I haven't really talked about the bases that I use aside from like my DIY Peely base. And since we're doing BCB and since BCB sends me their base, and since it is kind of my go-to for a lot of my swatching, I figured I would mention it and like just do a little quickie application here. So you can kind of see it's not advertised as a ridge filler. This is just the one, they just call it base coat. It's not advertised as a ridge filler, and it's not a heavy duty ridge filler, and it definitely isn't blurring. But what it does is sort of just soften the ridges a little bit, without like significantly blurring my nail line or anything. And that's important to me when I'm swatching, because I really want the polish to look the way it's going to look, and to give you an honest view of how opaque it is. And so I don't want anything that's like going to seriously blur my nail line or change the color of my nails. So I like something that's like neutral and that's going to dry basically clear, but I also like it to just slightly soften those ridges. And this, I think, is kind of like my perfect base for that. I do have another ridge filler that I will use when I want a little bit heavier duty, like real ridge filling, or if I'm going to be doing like a nude, like a negative space with a nude background kind of nail look, and I want something that's like gonna blur a little more. But for the vast majority of stuff, this is the one that I use. So this is just, like I said, it's just called base coat. It looks more opaque than it is in the bottle, but dries down basically clear. So that's my like pitch for, and I do have it on this thumb and I have similar ridges on it. And so you can see like those ridges are still visible. They're just softened just a little bit. They're not quite so intense. And so that kind of matters when especially when you're doing like multi-chromes and such. I find it makes a big difference to just soften those ridges a little bit. Who's Maymay? Maymay is colorless 4 on here. And she I think she's streaming Pokemon right now on Twitch. I think she started her stream at like 7:30 or something. Do I have any ideas on what I'd want to design, and have I ever had a polished collab? I have not had a polished collab. I have talked about some polish ideas with Brittany before, but not for this. And in fact, she kind of made one of them, basically, but not for that. But yeah, I have a lot of ideas. My problem is not whether I have ideas. My problem is which of my 5 million ideas do I want to do. Forever Exennial, welcome. First time in chat. Oh my goodness. We got a newbie, folks. Do not harass them. Be nice. Okay, so I'm going to start swatching out. We'll do on the swatch wheel and then on my nail. So this one is, again, these are from the Outlander collection that we're starting with. This one is Je suis pressed, which is not, I don't know. I mean, it's French, obviously. I'm pressed. I don't know what pressed is. I don't know if that's a real word in French. I feel like it's not. Musumbi is on cam and he's very cute, but is he cuter than Budgie Smuggler? Of course we're nice, Cat. Of course we're nice. Now, Musumbi being on cam over on Maymay's stream is exciting because Musumbi is not a regular in her streams, so he's not normally an indoor cat. So that's the first coat of Je suis pressed. I think, so for this set, I did wear most of them in 2 coats. Some of them are going to be 2 or 3 depending on, all of them are going to be 2 or 3 depending on how you apply and like how aggressive your nail line is and whatnot. I found for most of these, I was happy with 2 coats. Even if it wasn't 100% opaque, I liked the slight sheerness that I had with just 2 coats on most of these. But some of them I did end up doing a 3rd coat. Don't tell you what to do. Okay. I'm not nice. Not even a little bit. I do try to be kind, but I'm not nice. But I have kitties, and that makes up for it. Okay, so that's first coat of Je suis pressed. The next one is going to be the Solar. So this is People Disappear All the Time. And this one is really interesting because I feel like I couldn't decide how I felt about this one when it's like in its indoor, non-UV color, because it's kind of, it's nude, and it's got this like green to pink shimmer. And I feel like when the green shimmer is dominant and there's no UV, I feel like it makes my hands look a little bit dead. But I know that's going to depend a lot on your like specific like lighting and your skin tone and everything. But I kind of felt like it gave me a little bit of dead hands. So I didn't totally love this one when it's not UV. However, I know a lot of people love nudes, and some people look better in this kind of shade than I do. But it's super cute when it's got the Solar on, though, I'll tell you that much. It goes like purpley. You have problems with people telling you what to do, which is funny because you were in the military for 13 years. You know, I considered joining the military at one point in time, and then I was like, Peggy, you have problems with authority. What are you thinking? And I do feel like it would have been good for me, but I'm not sure that it would have been a fun experience for me or my superiors. Brittany, you picked an awesome time to show up. I'm totally fucking panning this one polish. Listen, I loved the rest of the collection. That one's just not for me. It's okay. And welcome, Brittany. Sonia, welcome. Hello. Yeah, your mother wanted you to join, but then 9/11 happened? Damn. The timing. Dodged a bullet there. Maybe literally. Okay, this one is one of my favorites from this collection. It's Je suis Proust is the other one of my favorites from this collection. I Will Not Be Parted From You is pink, but it's secretly orange. I love it. I love it the most. Don't worry, I'm going to show you the Solar on the Solar one after I get the second coat. It's just I don't want to show it on brand new wet when there's only one coat. I don't think it's worth doing. All right. This one, so gorgeous. And I think the base is like kind of a slightly faunish sort of nudie base. I didn't pull up the descriptions for any of this. I probably should. Let me find email from Brittany. There we go. Get this up. Here it is. I mean, we have Brittany here, so I could just ask her, but it seems easier for me to just tell you. Here they are. Wait, I scrolled too fast. I Will Not Be Parted From You. Yeah, so it's a taupe Crelly base. Strong pink, purple, gold shifting shimmer. That's a lie. It's orange. It's pink to orange. Okay, yes, it will go gold in the extreme, but what I love is that it vibes orange when it's like on there and the light hits it at the right angle. It's like this super intense, gorgeous orange. I am in love with it. So that's why this is one of my two favorites from this collection. I will try to show you that. I shortened all my nails yesterday. I had several breaks and I had been holding shit together with like press-ons. What the heck? Yeah, I'd been holding everything together with press-ons, and yesterday I was like, it's time to clean everything up a little bit. You don't mind dead leaning polishes as long as it doesn't give you jaundice. Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things that like it really it really just it's so much of it is going to depend on A, your skin tone, and B, your taste. So yeah, not all polishes are for everyone. I'm glad I'm not hurting your feelings, Brittany. It is very funny that you showed up right as I was talking about that one, though. Yeah, and I do think that it's like, it's because I am so pale that this one vibes that way on me. Okay. The next one I'm going to do is Over the Sea to Sky, which is gorgeous, gorgeous. I can't... Are you going to... There we go. I know people are going to like this one. This one's super, super pretty. So the description for this one is a light smoky blue Crelly with a strong red, orange, gold, green shifting shimmer. I'm not going to disagree with that one. It's very pretty. So there's our first coat on the clear. And you can see, like, these are all first coat. They're all, like, fairly, like, relatively opaque for the first coat. And most of them go fully opaque in that second coat. If not fully, then, like, really darn close. I would have to go back and look at my videos to see which ones I did a second coat on. I think, or a third coat, I mean. I think the thermal was one that I did the third coat on. And then might have been actually the pink one was the other one, I think. You want to be in Scotland touching rocks? Yeah. You avoid orange because it makes you look like you've been chain smoking with all your fingers. Yeah, and I love the way orange looks on me. So it's totally just like a skin tones be doing skin tones. The solar I love turns purple. Shut up. Shut up. Sonia, the new dainty ballet pink from Holo Taco looked so horrible on you. You took it right off after work the next day. Oh, man. Yeah, Jules, I am also jealous about the rock touching in Scotland. I would like to go to Scotland and touch some rocks. Okay, I got to do the thermal on my pinky on this hand because it's thermal and I need a little bit of free edge here. So, and I just don't have any free edge on this hand. My poor, poor, sad, pathetic right hand has just been so freaking beat up over the last few weeks. And like, I knew it would be, but I have literally broken I've broken my middle nail. That's not directed at y'all, unless you deserve it. I broke my middle nail at least 4 times over the last, just like a tiny little bit, just a little bit at a time over the last like week. So that's why I don't bother trying to grow my right hand nails in the wintertime. Just don't touch a rock that will send you back in time. Yeah. This is blood of my blood, bone of my bone. She likes it better in purple. I don't. That's the solar, not the thermal. You said it was the thermal, and it's not. I do like the solar better when it's purple, but it's not really purpley purple. Okay, this is the thermal. First coat. And for the thermal, I think like the only reason I did a third coat on it was because I was a little concerned with the warm color. A lot of the time with thermals, and it's not always necessary to do a third coat for me, but a lot of the time with thermals, I find I need a third coat because the warm is always the paler color. And sometimes it's pale enough that it basically you can just see too much through it. A rock that will send you to Dragonland. What's a rock that will send you to Dragonland? I wonder if my pinky is even going to get warm. Wouldn't that be weird if I, of all people, was not able to show you the warm tone of a thermal? It is a little cool in this room, and I do have the door closed. So it's cooler than usual. This one is, and I might mangle this, Sassenach. I think Sassenach. I feel like you need to say it like Sassenach. I don't know Dragon Tail. Okay. Y'all, I'm old. Dragon Tails didn't exist when I was Dragon Tail age. Okay? I don't know what to tell you. I'm turning 50 this year, okay? I'm old. I don't know Dragon Tales. That's the French speaking, yeah. Okay. I also haven't seen Outlander, y'all, so if I say anything wrong, I mean, you can tell me if you want. Rainbow Bright, though, yeah. I remember Rainbow Bright. I got Rainbow Bright. Okay, so that's that one. Doesn't look like much in the first coat, although probably would be a cute topper, but second coat, don't you worry, she's gonna come through for us. Oh, and I need to put that on my thumb on this hand. Not a day over 35, yeah. No, I earned every single gray hair and all of my years. I have survived so many trips around the sun, and I am taking credit for every single one of them. You haven't seen Outlander either? We can be non-Outlander seeing weirdos. You wouldn't have guessed I was turning 50? Well, there you go. Yeah, I would totally double down on incorrect pronunciations. Trying to do medical. Yeah, so I did read a little bit about, like I sort of skimmed part of the Wikipedia article about this show in preparation for this, and it was way too much. I basically kind of glanced through like the first couple of seasons and then went, oh, it gets dumb. Okay. And the premise is fine. Like, it seems like there's a lot of cool stuff to explore there. But it's fundamentally a romance, and I don't like those. So, technically, aren't you only 13? No. Technically, I am turning 12 and a half, and I won't be 13 for 2 more years. Yup. You watched a season or 2 and concluded it was dumb. Yeah, I mean, it's just not for everybody. And that's okay. Listen, when she goes back again, and then he's like married to somebody else, I was like, yeah, I don't need to know anymore. This is just going to get silly. Yeah, you were close. You were close. Okay, second coat of Je Suis Pressed. Oh, gosh. I didn't get enough polish on my brush the first time. These things are so large. Okay, there's the second coat. And so you can see it's like, it's not 100% opaque in the second coat, but I stopped at 2 coats for this one because I like it like that. And I don't personally need for my polishes to be 100% opaque. I do like them to be fairly opaque, generally speaking. But for me, 2 coats is personally enough. I know some people will prefer to have a 3rd coat for something like this where it's a little bit borderline. But that's okay. You can do a 3rd coat if that's what you want. But I didn't. I was happy with 2. And I will show you 2 on my actual nail with an actual nail line. Whoop, that was a little bit too much. I didn't grab enough for the first nail or for the fake nail and grab too much for my real nail. So you can definitely see my nail through that. You can see my nail line, but it's like, for me personally, subtle enough that I don't care. I'm good with this, especially with a lighter color. I'm pickier about it with darker colors. With lighter colors, I'm completely comfortable having a little bit of visible nail line. Yes, I'm a leap year baby. Yeah, I also definitely care more about patchiness. And these are not patchy, so these are completely fine. All right, second coat for the solar, and again, the solar, I only did 2 coats because it was already so opaque in the first coat that it definitely didn't need a second coat. I forget what this one is called, and I forgot to look at the bottom of it, but I will in a moment, I promise. People disappear all the time. People disappear all the time, y'all. It's normal. Okay. Second coat on my nail, and you will see that this one is in fact quite opaque into. I don't know if that's like partly because it's so close to my natural skin tone. This is the thing. It's like too close to my natural skin tone, but plus green. I think is the issue for me. You're getting more into sheer polishes, but your spaghetti nails are ruining it, you know? Yeah, I agree with you, Kat. I also prefer a thicker manicure in general, and I find that they peel better as well. And they're a little more protective. We're being abandoned. We're being abandoned. Okay, second coat of my favorite, I Will Not Be Parted From You. Don't say that. Linry will add it to her skin tone collection. Whose body am I hiding in the swamp? I mean, whose body am I not hiding in the swamp? I do live, like, in a wetlands, so it's not exactly a swamp, but it is a wetlands. We got boggy areas. Just saying. All right, second coat on there, and then we'll do second coat on my nail. And this is one of the ones that I did. I think I did a second or third coat on this one, but I don't necessarily think it totally needs it. It's pretty. I love this one. I love this one so much. This one makes me really happy because it's like taupey, but it's pinky, but it's orangey. It's like, it's doing everything. Look how pretty it is. It's got like a glow. And then, hang on, can I get, oh boy. Hang on. Can we see the orange? Can you see the orange? Is it doing the orange? There, it's doing the orange. It's doing the orange, y'all. You see that? And this one is doing the pink here as well. I'm like trying to do it in a way that isn't so washing my hand out that it's invisible, but it's impossible. Can't a woman have hobbies? You've never encountered a leap year, baby. Well, now you have. How exciting for you. Aren't you lucky? Not far from a concrete-filled swamp, yeah. Yeah, guys, I'm here in the swamp right now. Yeah, the Florida swamp is a little different from the Maryland swamp, I will say. Ours does freeze on occasion, and we don't have alligators, which is great if you want to go hang out in the swampy areas or by the water safely. Less great if you're trying to get rid of a body, I assume, for legal reasons. I keep not telling you what this is, what the polish is that I'm swatching. This one's Over the Sea to Sky. So this is the one that's got the like blue curly base. And I remember when I was applying this one, I like thought hard about whether I wanted to bother with a third coat or not. And then I ended up not. Because it was like, again, right on that sort of edge where I can definitely see some visible nail line. But it's not enough to bother me. They don't always eat the bodies. I mean, yeah, I believe that. It would be no fun if they always ate the bodies, you know? Okay, second coat of the thermal. This is Blood of My Blood, Bone of My Boner. Bone. Listen, as established, I am still only 12 and almost a half. And so it's okay for me to have a ridiculous sense of humor that is childish. It's fine. You simply can't say the word bone in front of me and not have me at least be thinking that, okay? Childhood friend of your brother's was found in a swamp with just his fingers sticking out of a body bag? Oh, yikes. Yikes! That's horrible. You're on board with a boner? Oh, I know you are, Sonia. I know. I'm gonna have to like actually go out of my way to warm up this pinky. Oh wait, we got cat stretch. We got cat movement. We have cat adjustments. There's cleaning. Oh, just a little snorkel. Oh, she's got a reset. Oh, sweetie. Oh, such a good girl. Oh, baby budgie. Such a good budgie kitty. She's doing so good. Yeah, that is a crazy lore drop. I agree. Sorry, Sassy. Everything has to come to a grinding halt as we admire Budgie Smuggler cleaning herself. I do also have Jammy Dodgers with me, but she's being a butt Dodgers at the moment. She's definitely not going to slip off. She is way, way, way further from any edge than it appears on here. The fabric is lying. There's an ottoman right in front of the cockpit chair, and the blanket is just draped over both. So. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of crazy unhinged lore drops, I don't know if y'all, I know some of you have seen it, but I don't know if all of you have seen it. I am doing a giveaway on Instagram that basically what I'm doing is I have 3 gift cards I'm giving away. One of them actually is Brittany is supplying it. So I have a $25 gift card for BCB Lacquer from Brittany. I have a $25 gift card from BCB Lacquer from me, and I have a $25 gift card for Arcana Lacquer from me. And so if you go to Instagram, there's a post, and it's currently in my stories as well. I'll repost it to my stories at some point. Runs until Monday at noon Eastern. And basically all you have to do to enter is like the post, be following me, Arcana, and BCB, and post your unhinged lore. I didn't think I needed to ask people to try not to make it upsetting. But yeah, some people basically just dumped trauma instead of fun lore. The idea was, for us to learn something fun and silly, and just for it to be entertaining and a bunch of laughs. So if you haven't already entered that, you should definitely go to my Instagram page and drop your funny, entertaining, unhinged lore. Or if you don't feel like you have unhinged lore, you are more than welcome to drop just like a fun, weird quirk or fact about yourself. That is absolutely allowed. Your cat chose this moment to do post doo-doo zoomies. They always do. You were fine, Ashley. There were a couple of people that were just like, oh, gosh, I'm really sorry to hear that. Good night, cat. Sleep well. Yeah, no, Sonia, I have absolutely no objection to hearing about just a body in a swamp. I personally think that is totally reasonable lore to drop. And not just trauma dumping. That is extremely funny stuff. I mean, probably not funny, for people who actually knew the kid, but I'm trying to get this finger to warm up a little bit, because for the first time in my life, I'm actually having trouble getting a thermal to transition. This never happens. Never happens. But I'm cold right now. My hands are cold. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't my body in the swamp. It's fine. Can we warm this finger up? Maybe we can stick it in the lamp while we're watching Budgie. The lamp is good. The lamp usually warms stuff up pretty good. Yeah, if your body's gonna go somewhere, it might as well be in a swamp. Why not? Just southern things. Oh, it started to go a little bit just at the tip, but I do want to put a third coat on there though. So speaking of third coats, we still need to do our second coat of Sassenach. Sorry, Butchie. Didn't mean to. Her little ear twitched in annoyance at me. Yeah, my hands are cold. It's so rare. It's incredibly rare. It almost never happens, but it's not impossible. This room is quite chilly at the moment. And also I have been just sitting still for a while. And also I am digesting. So the combination of those 3 things has my hand a little bit on the cold side. Which, yeah, it's not normal for me at all. Apparently we don't get to focus today. I think we're focusing on the stuff on the actual... Hey, there we go. Yeah, we were focusing on the words before, I think, or the wheel. It is a really nice color story. I like that it's kind of... it's all a little muted, but it's still like distinct and cohesive. I think it's really pretty. Okay, I do want to do a third coat of the thermal on my nail because I do feel like that one kind of needs it. Not while it's in the cold phase. In the cold phase, it's pretty good. But if I can get it to go warm, it does want the third coat. At least in my opinion. And I totally just dinged this one. So that's good. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. It's fine. No one will know. I bet you had a good time. You always have a good time creating your collections, though. It is very wintry, but it's also, like, not overly icy. Like, aside from this one, it's not like an icy collection, but it does feel like a wintry collection. Blame someone in chat. Yeah, it's probably someone in chat's fault. That's true. Maybe it's your fault, Linry. You volunteering? Okay, I want to show you the solar. Okay, now, let's just remind ourselves that a UV torch does not do the exact same thing as the sun, okay? On average, the UV torch is going to be a little stronger than, well, depending on the torch. I know mine is. It's a little stronger than the sun at the distance that we're going to be using it at. Obviously, over a longer scale, it is not. So it will tend to do it a little bit more intensely than the actual sun will. However, that's going to depend on the latitude you're at, the time of year, how, like, where the sun is in the sky, all that kind of shit, right? So directly overhead, close to the equator in the summertime, yeah, you're going to get blasted. In Maryland at 4 p.m. in December, you're not even going to get a shift. So, yeah, torch. Oh, flashlight. Y'all call them a flashlight. Listen. Also, my UV torch has issues, but anyway, here it goes. See? You see how pretty it is? It's not even like a purple. It's like a wine color. And then with the green, I really like it. So it's easing back. It's slowly fading back. This one's interesting because it transitions really quickly to the darker phase, but then takes its time coming back. And that isn't necessarily the same with all solar polishes. I found some of them fade back really fast. Some of them fade back a little slower. But it does, like, give you the solar color instantly. So it's not like it's a slow changer. It just takes its sweet time going back to the original color. So we're back now to the original color. And I'm going to blast it again. There we go. So, depending on your sun situation, you'll get anything in the range from the super blast to the completely no color. Eggplant wine, sure. Someday you'll find a solar you like. You're so close to the sun, you get lots of clear days. Must be nice. Must be nice. Yeah, it is very Merlot. You're right. Yeah. Yep. Ooh, I should top coat these. That's the other thing I will mention, is that if you're top coating a solar polish, it will work better if the top coat that you have does not have a UV blocking chemical in it. Unfortunately, the overwhelming majority of top coats do have something that protects from UV, and there's a very good reason for that. It's because without that, the top coat itself over time will yellow, and so, especially with UV exposure, it doesn't necessarily happen super fast, but it does happen. So the most common one that I see is benzophenone 1. But there are some other chemicals. And it's not that it won't work at all, but it doesn't seem to work as well. So you just don't get as much transition. It's true, you are at higher risk of skin cancer. I can't celebrate that, though. And really, when you have my skin, it doesn't matter where you are. I can get a sunburn anywhere, any time of day or night. Get a sunburn from the reflection of the sun off of the moon. Yeah, so unfortunately the BCB top coat does have benzophenone 1 in it, as do the vast majority of top coats. It can be a little hard to find one without it. I know there are a couple of brands that make them. And like I said, it's not that it won't transition. It's just that you might not get the full force of it. Okay, so there is that collection. Next up, let's do the Swatcher Appreciation polish, or the Swatcher Showcase polish, rather. So it's not appreciation. She doesn't appreciate you. She just wants to showcase you. So this is the new season or new series starting for 2026. Every month there is going to be a Swatcher Showcase polish, and it will be a collaboration between the given Swatcher and Brittany. I do not have information about who is doing polishes and in what order. My speaker just said something to me. So I have no information about future ones. I only know about the one that's releasing on Saturday, and that is this one, which is called It's Not the Waking, It's the Rising, which I think is a Hosier reference. Wait, there's probably info about this on the information page. Hang on. Let me check. Yeah, I didn't already say it, but this one, did I already say it? This one is a collab with Polished Bookworm, Alyssa, which I think makes sense if it is a Hosier one. Yes, it is inspired by the Hosier album Wasteland Baby. So this one is described as a smoky sage crelly with a strong red, orange, gold, green shifting shimmer and a dusting of silver reflective glitter. So, very on brand for Alyssa. I'm going to skip this one so that we can see that it is not part of the same collection. I freaking love this. I love this polish. I love a sage green. I love a green with a hot shimmer. I love a little reflective. Alyssa just has great taste. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it on my index and my pinky because I can and you can't stop me. Oh boy. I freaking got right up onto my skin there. You can't stop me from doing that either, unfortunately. There we go. Sorry, my little cotton ball started going places without my permission. How pink does the shimmer read in real life? It's definitely not magenta. It's it doesn't even really go all the way pink in my opinion. It's a very like warm tone, so it goes from like a slightly orangey red through coral sort of tones and then goes into the gold. I definitely would not. Yeah, at no point for me does it read pinky. It is 100% not a magenta. I know what you mean. Sometimes some of the things that are called red shimmer shift actually more like magenta through red and then, you know, onto orange and whatever. But this one is actually it starts in red. It does not start in magenta. All right, we'll set that one aside and do the two Situationship ones before we do a second coat. So the Situationship is the other new collection, or not new collection, new series that she's starting. So this one's going to be a duo. Every month there's going to be a pair of polishes that are either couples, presumably. She doesn't actually specify here if they're like fictional or not. But I feel like given what she started with, that they're going to be fictional. They will feature either couples or shipped couples. Is it safe to assume that everybody knows what shipping is? I feel like it's safe to assume that at this stage. But just in case, shipping a couple is basically wanting people that may not necessarily actually be in a romantic relationship in a piece of media, you know, sort of imagining them as being in a relationship and then sort of making that, you know, either telling yourself stories about it or just, you know, sort of imagining that as being the way it is. So in this case, we are starting with an actual couple from literature. This is from Romeo and Juliet. So we have My Only Love Sprung from My Only Hate and Parting is Such Sweet Sorrow. My least favorite so-called couple, romantic couple. I really hate that Romeo and Juliet is treated as a romance. But I fucking love this duo. And I also know that Brittany understands that it is not a romance. May you really want this duo? You can just borrow it from Alyssa. If you ever actually go visit her, they live super close to each other. Okay, first coat here. My Only Love Sprung from My Only Hate. And this is a sort of cool toned base for this. It's a little pinky in the base, but the shimmer pulls warmer. So it will, as it builds up, it gets closer to a true red. With the single coat, it looks a little bit pinky. Romeo and Juliet. Oh, I was supposed to put that on my nail. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's one of those things that if you've like read discourse on it, or if you really paid attention when you had to read it in school, or if you've just thought real hard about it at any point in time, it becomes obvious that it's not a romance. But it really gets treated like it's one in sort of popular culture, which is so weird to me. It's like, that's not what that is. Stop. And you can see on me, it already looks a lot more true red rather than pinky, because you can't see the base as much on me. Because I'm not transparent. I do seem transparent sometimes. Because I'm so freaking pale. This one is Parting is Such Sweet Sorrow. And if I can get it open, we will swatch it. There we go. I really like this one too. This one is really nice because I often find that when people do blue polish with red shimmers, the overall vibe ends up being very purpley. And she managed to like 100% avoid that. It does not in any way at any time resemble a purple. So there's first coat. It's very much like a nice pair of blue jeans kind of color. And then it's got that shimmy shim in it. Yeah, Titania and Oberon for sure. But not Romeo and Juliet. All right. So, first coat of those three. And I'm sure you can tell that they are going to be two coaters. We do not need a third coat of these. Go back and do the second coat of Elissa's. It's not the Waking, it's the Rising. Personally, I think it's the Waking, but what do I know? Little Shop of Horrors is your favorite romance? You know what? Legit. Little Shop of Horrors is a really cute romance. And if you're doing the musical version, it's fucking brilliant. It has just excellent songs. Oh, hey, I should probably put the second coat on my finger. What do you think? What was the... Was it Martin? No, it wasn't Martin Short. Was it Martin Short? And Steve... What's his face? Oh, God. My memory is the worst. I'm really bad at... Especially with, like, famous people. I don't remember anybody's name ever. It's not Martin Short. It's Rick Moranis. I don't know why my brain doesn't mix up the two actors. It only mixes up their names. Ah! I almost screwed this up. Steve Martin. Yes, thank you. Steve Martin and Rick Moranis. The Steve Martin's dentist song lives rent-free in my head, and I do just find myself singing it sometimes. It's the way that he does that, the way he delivers that song is just so flawlessly over the top. It makes me so happy every time. There, see how that second coat just like immediately takes it from like sort of a little bit plummy to just like, bam, this is a red. I really like that. Such a good red. Yeah, Rick Moranis. It took me a minute, man. My brain is so bad. My brain is so bad. I have never been good at remembering the names of people, characters, book titles, movie titles, song titles, names of singers and bands. I have so many like favorites that like I can't look up songs because I don't know who wrote them or what they're called. Like I don't know what band does them. I don't know anything. But you know, if I can like remember some of the lyrics, then maybe I can find them that way. It's like half of my favorite music is like that. Stuff I listen to constantly. I'm like, I've never once managed to retain any piece of information about that. He is perfection. He has a talent for causing things pain. I love this duo. I think they go so well together. I actually have to re-swatch them because I somehow managed when I was swatching to forget to take bottle shots of one of the two of them. And I can't remember which one it is. And I didn't notice until I was going through and editing all my photos. And I was like, how the fuck did I forget to take bottle shots? It happens sometimes when you're doing just a ton of swatching at once. Sort of doing everything on autopilot and you just mess up. All right, so that is 2 coats. And as you can see, we are absolutely, totally opaque. And even on the clear swatch sticks, you're not going to see visible nail line, even if you actually are wearing it on longer nails. You can kind of hum it to the right key. You might be able to get Google to find it for you. Yeah, I don't like using Google if I can help it. You couldn't remember the name Bill Murray the other day? Yeah, but that's like normal for me. Like, he is one of the people whose name I will often remember, but I will definitely just lose his name. It doesn't matter how famous you are, I will lose your name. It doesn't matter how much I love your work, I will lose your name. It just will not stay in my head. There are very few people whose names I can reliably come up with. You have a cat sleeping on your shoulder? Oh, I have a budgie butt on cam. Hang on. We have an out of focus rump doing some cleaning. Allegedly, Bill Murray is a jerk. Don't tell me that. I don't want to know. It makes total sense, though. I can definitely see that. Okay. All right, so that is it for these guys. We have the Outlander collection, and on my nails, I still need to get this warm. And then on my index and pinky, I have the Swatcher Showcase polish for January. This one was in collaboration with Elissa. And then these two are the Situationship polishes for January. They will be available individually as well as the set. So if you really only want one of them, you can do that. Who the hell is Stockard Channing? I've never even heard this name before. Channing Tatum I've heard of, and I don't remember what he looks like, but I have heard the name. It's not even your cat. Is this one of the cats that comes into your house? Sonia has just like cats that live in her backyard that don't belong to her, and they just come in and hang out with her. Yeah, Brittany, I don't even remember your name. Oh, come on, that was a little bit funny. I did misspell her name once, and I have not heard the end of it. Rizzo from Greece is Stockard Channing. Is that? Yeah, I know. In my head, Channing Tatum is one of those people that people say is handsome, and I don't understand it. Is he also from the stripper dude comedy? Is that him? Because I don't remember what he looks like, but yeah, that's exactly it, Brittany. I have no problem knowing everything, like knowing a song completely and not being able to name the artist or the title of the song or anything. Unless the title of the song is one of the lyrics and is predictable, sometimes I can be like, ah, yes. It's right there in the lyrics. I bet it's this. Yeah, Brittany calls me Eggy. Like regularly. That's just what she calls me. That is my name. If she needs to get my attention in Instagram DMs, she just sends the egg emoji over and over and over and over and over again. Because one single time, I spelled her name wrong a little bit. He's bisexual. That's the only reason you can remember who Channing Tatum is. I mean, valid, I guess. I can't make my finger warm up. It's so cold, y'all. My fingers are so cold. They feel freezing. One time was enough. It's because I spelt her name like Britney Spears. I think she got offended. I'm trying to warm up my pinky finger. Yeah, maybe now I'll be able to remember Channing Tatum. BCB Brittany is a Brittany. 2 T's and an A. I'm completely fine with being called Eggy. It's fine. Yeah, the Weasley looking guy from Fargo. That's how I remember Steve Buscemi too. I try to double check if I'm ever not sure. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Quick look. I got the tip to change by sticking it right beside the bulb. Oh my god, I've literally never had this problem. This is so funny. Like normally I have to go outside in the winter time with no coat on and stand out there for a while to get cold transition. The egg emoji is in your regular use now? Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, I agree with you. Forever Exennial, Channing Tatum is the most basic looking guy. He's like default man. He's 100% default white man. Generic handsome white man. I just don't get it. Not my type. I'm trying to warm up more, y'all. I'm trying hard for you. I am about to set my hand on fire to show you a thermal. Y'all better appreciate it. There we go. There we go. There we go. There it is. You can see the difference now. It's not even all the way. It's not even all the way. But it's most of the way. Yeah, I usually have the exact opposite problem. I'm like, typically, I absolutely cannot get the cold state. Yeah, so the thing about being called Eggy is that I spent years using the username Moof, Moeuf, on a bunch of stuff, basically everything in the early internet. Because when I was a teenager, for a while I went by Meg. And a friend of mine decided to spell it M''EGG. So it was, my egg. And then it, for some reason, transitioned to the French M''OEUF. And then I just removed the apostrophe and started using it as a name online on my handle, or my internet handle for basically everything. So my Hotmail account, which maybe even still exists somewhere. If it does, it's moof@hotmail.com. His face looks like he just smelled something terrible. Wait. Now I have to look him up because I totally don't remember what he looks like, except that he looks generic. Now I need to look at this. Oh, I mean, yeah, he kind of does. He kind of does. Only in some of these photos. He's sort of just very generic and meaty. He's fine. I don't get it, but he's fine. Oh yeah, the egg runs deep. Everyone go to your emails now. Listen, I don't have access to it, so you're not going to get a hold of me. It's entirely possible that it got taken over by a scammer a decade ago, and I would never know. I don't know. I feel like most of the... I probably shouldn't opine about people's looks when it comes to famous people, because I don't really understand the concept of being attracted to somebody that you don't know. Like, it's just it doesn't work that way for me. It just doesn't work that way. You think about him in She's the Man, and that tampons were a foreign thing, but then used for nosebleeds. I haven't seen She's the Man. I would like to just see if we can see can we see the reflective? Can y'all see the reflective on my pinky and index fingers? I want y'all to be able to see the reflective. And I know that my lighting here is just not set up for it at all. But hopefully you can see the little twinkles, because I really think it's such a nice little extra bit of sparkle that she put in there. It makes me happy. I haven't seen anything. And you know what? I've seen so many movies and so many TV shows. Just somehow not the ones that anybody else has ever seen. But I also, I have a tendency to watch almost exclusively science fiction and action movies when I'm left to my own devices. That's so if it's a romance movie, there's a very good chance I just skipped it. If it's a comedy, there's a very good chance I just skipped it. If it's a romantic comedy, I almost definitely skipped it. And that's I also don't like dramas as a general rule. Not a big fan of those. Unless it's a spy thing. Spy stuff is cool. But those are mostly at least a little bit action-y. You love sci-fi? Yeah. Because you're cool. You do need to wear this red next. And yes, Alyssa really did the damn thing with her collab polish. She has excellent taste, but we knew that. We all knew that. All right, Outlander. Do we try a little bit of nail art? I don't even know what I would do. What would I even do? I don't know what I would even do. Have I seen the new Frankenstein? Frankenstein? I have not. So here's the thing with Frankenstein. I haven't seen any of them. I have not seen any of them. I've read it. Plaid. Ooh. That's kind of a cute idea. That's kind of a cute idea. No, I have not seen Young Frankenstein. I just, every single time I see the ad for the new Frankenstein, what comes out of my mouth is Frankenstein. That's what comes out of my mouth every time I see it. But I haven't seen that one either. I don't think I've seen any of them. Tina Snails, have you been lurking? That's allowed. Yeah, I don't know how to plaid this. How do I plaid this? How do I do plaid? You just found out the Scream movies were whodunits? Yeah. Okay, so the original Scream movie, I did watch that. And it's a fun whodunit. It's like, it's a little bit comedy. It's a little bit horror. It's a little bit whodunit. It's a fun movie. Gene Wilder is transition goals in that movie? Interesting. All right. Yeah, I never saw it somehow. That one I would be totally fine with. It's not that I've been avoiding watching any of the Frankenstein movies. I have a hard time even saying it as Frankenstein because I say Frankenstein because it's fun to say. Like my brain has been rewired. I don't know what the fuck plaid looks like. Hang on. Plaid. I mean, I know what it looks like, but like specifically. How do I want to... Okay, let's do, like... I feel like since I'm cold, the thermal would be good. Scream 2 is great for the whole whodunit. I never saw the second one. I'm basically always down for a silly comedy action horror kind of nonsense thing, though. All right, let's just do some shit. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's just put some stripies on here. If you've done a plaid manicure before, guide me. But like before you see me do it, because there's a major delay between when I say something and when you hear it. And therefore, between when you type something and when it is relevant to what I'm doing. You're, like, thickening too fast for me to work here. Shimmers are always like that, I find. They can be difficult to do any kind of detailed painting with because they tend to dry a little faster. Penny Dreadful's... You liked Penny Dreadful's Frankenstein storyline. Okay, I got it. Plaid is stripes but Jenga. Leo, I've never played Jenga. I don't know what that means. I'm familiar with Jenga. I've seen it. I've seen the game. There's just a lot of normal shit that I haven't done. It's a mix of big lines and skinny lines crisscross. Okay. Yes. But I don't. There's no like particular order for doing it right. We're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do it. And if anybody bitches about my plaid, I'm blaming. Let's see here. I'm blaming Jules, Brittany, Tina, Leo, Ashley, Sylvia, I think that's everybody that encouraged me to do plaid. So it's your fault if it comes out bad. Listen, Leo. In order to play those kinds of party games, you have to have friends and go to parties, okay? I had books and went to bed to read them. Because I'm cool. You had to request fiance's help to get cat off shoulder by getting laser pointer. Oh no. Yeah, no, it's true. It is illegal to move a cat. But you can definitely coax a cat to get off of you by giving it something more fun to do. That is legal. So you did do it correctly. Also, yay. Yay, fiance. That's still so new and exciting. Sonia got engaged over the Christmas break. Super exciting. All right, we got some stripes. Listen, Ashley, helping is encouraging. Okay? Helping is encouraging. You went to your first Halloween party where you could drink this year and mainly stood in the corner with your fiance? That seems correct. Thankfully, most of my friends that I have locally are not like hardcore party people. So they get together and they play board games and have a beer or two and go home at a reasonable time. And I really like that about them. All right, I'm just gonna we're just trying some shit here, y'all. All right, I don't want to hear about it if it looks bad. This is your fault. And I don't know what I'm doing. I will take some responsibility if it turns out bad, because I'm the one doing it. But I'm not taking full responsibility. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Okay, we do a skinny gold line this way, and then you know what? Let's do a second skinny gold line like right beside it. That's a thing I feel like happens in plaid. Sometimes you get two skinny lines beside each other. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but Jammy Dodgers is behind me snoring, and it's hilarious. This one might just have one stripe. Is that legal in plaid? I think so. I think it's legal. I think you can do like one there. And then maybe have another pair like over here. But we won't be able to see that pair. I'm just making shit up. It's fine. It's allowed. I think it's legal. I'm like part Scottish. I'm more than half Scottish, so I'm pretty sure whatever I do is legal for making a plaid. You never got engaged and got to use the fancy title? Yeah, me neither. I've been married twice, Nobody ever like proposed to me. Never had an engagement ring. And I'm completely fine with that. It's good. Yeah, having a comrade at a party is definitely helpful, for sure. If you don't have a comrade, a really good thing to do is to find a pet, or a child, or a houseplant, to have a conversation with. The other thing that I like to do is assist in the kitchen, because that is a thing I can do that is helpful and gives me an excuse to be not quite as social as I might be otherwise. I feel like this is kind of giving plaid so far. You were going to ask if it was Jammy snoring or your dog? Yeah, it's Jammy. There's also a very tiny occasional budgie snore coming over, but it's much, much quieter. Jammy gets like a full bore old man snore going, and it fucking cracks me up every time. I'm you at a party? Yeah. Find a dog. Take out the trash. It's good. Start introducing yourself as your husband's ex-fiance. Oh my god, I love that. Or ex-girlfriend. That is also an option. Yes to the thick line, only one horizontal or one more on the tip horizontally. I'm not sure what you mean. Jose makes you do the peopling? That's terrible. Wait. I just learned this. It's Jose. It's Jose. The only Jose in the world. Probably not the only one. A rare Jose. A rare non-Jose Jose. You proposed, you don't have a ring, and you weren't planning on the whole married thing? Yeah, I get it. That's all fine. It's still awesome. I actually did refer to Brian as my fiance in the brief time between when we sort of realized that we were definitely going to get married, and when we actually did it. All right, I think we need a thinner vertical purple stripe. Like here? Beside this gold one? Y'all, I'm just making this shit up. I don't know. I'm kind of excited that I can actually use a thermal this way for once, because normally I can't do shit with thermals like this, because I know that they're going to just be completely different from one end of the line to the other. I think we just want one stripe like that way. I did, yeah, you did sort of give us broad strokes about how that happened, Sonia. Is it done, or does it need a red vertical stripe? Or is it done? What do we think? I feel like it's close to done, but I don't know if it's done. And do I want to do different ones on these other nails? You'd like a red stripe? A vertical red stripe? Like red or this red? Because I was just using the collection. One red vertical stripe. Okay. Using the one that's part of this collection, not the Situationship red. I think I don't want to add Situationship stuff to this. I want this to be just an Outlander tartan. Peggy's Outlander inspired tartan. Now, I think, where do I want the red stripe? I'm questioning whether I want it in the middle or off to one side. And I feel like I might want it off to one side. Trying to visualize it. I think I want to go asymmetrical with it. I want to go off to the side. The kilt colors of our people. Our pasty ass motherfuckers. All right. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right over here. I'm gonna try real hard not to fuck up anything that I go over. It's hard to make it go straight. Straight lines on a curved surface, man. Especially when you've already got some stripes down there that are like a little textured and pulling your brush around. Oof. Doof. It's tough. Okay. Yeah, that was the correct choice, I think. She is snoring hard. Of course she stopped. As soon as I get the freaking microphone closer to her face, she stopped. And she just started a little bit. I think I shifted a little and sort of partly woke her up. Which is very unfortunate. All right. I'm just, now that it's partway dry, I'm just tapping this down a little bit to try and reduce some of the texture just a tiny little bit. I'm surprised at how well this came out. I think I've finally learned some restraint. It's not going to last. I think I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it rather than doing on more nails. I feel like a single nail is good. And also, I don't think I can put anything over the thermal if I can't make it go warm. Because the rest of these won't show up well over the thermal. I didn't end up using the solar on this, but that's okay. Just like your toddler, every time you take out a camera to get what he's doing, he stops? Yeah. Yup. None of you are surprised. Listen. Shh. I'm allowed to be surprised. Sometimes I try things and they fail miserably. That is a thing that happens. Even sometimes on stream. If you ever come to one of my water marbling streams, my rare for a good reason water marbling streams, you will understand. All right, so these release on Saturday, the 3rd, I think, at, hang on. Is it going to be 7 p.m.? What's it going to be? Where's the yeah, 7 p.m. Eastern. Look at that. I did it right. January 3rd, 7 p.m. Eastern. That was just out of my brain that can't remember who Channing Tatum is, okay? I remembered one thing and I am so proud of it. Yeah. You've never seen me fail? Shut up, you're a liar, or you didn't come to that stream. Also, if you have not yet, and you're on Instagram, go enter my giveaway. It's easy. You hardly have to do anything. You don't have to tag any friends. You just have to relate an embarrassing story, or a funny story, or a weird story, or I don't know, like it doesn't have to be real. I'll never know. You can make something up. And you have to be following some people. Me, BCB, and Arcana, and you can maybe win a gift card. Maybe that would be cool. Yeah, see, you've never caught a water marble live? That's why you haven't seen me fail. No trauma dumping. Yeah. Fun, lighthearted, silly stuff, ideally. But, you do you. I'm not policing anything. I'm not requesting people remove stuff. So you can do what you want. Anyway. Beautiful polishes. You can get them on Saturday, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time at bcblacquers.com. Budgie Smuggler would like to say farewell by showing her wonderful backlicking technique. Look at that. 10 out of 10. Incredible skill. A true master. That's what 16 years of backlicking experience looks like, people. All right. Everyone, please have a good new year, and I hope that things are gooder and better. Also, did you see I gave the skeleton a little balloon? I made him I dropped his balloon. I made him a balloon, or possibly a lollipop. I don't know. It's something. Crafts. Arts and crafts with Peggy. Don't forget to do the clicking of the buttons and stuff, and tell people to come and watch my shit next week when we're going to do some nail art, and I don't know what it's going to be, but it'll be something.